Hi everyone, it's Melissa Phillips here with a fun Make-Up Monday, just in time for Halloween and some of the other holidays that are coming up. Today we're going to grab our mason jars and some acrylic paint and stamps, and I'm going to show you how to dress up just a plain glass jar with some paint and some stamps. We're going to stamp on glass. I have never done that before, stamp and heat emboss, but it's really fun. First thing you need to do is pick your color of paint. Any acrylic paint will work. I used chalk paint. And just give your jar a few coats, about 4 for this dark, it's not really a dark orange, but it's darker than some of the pastels I've used, and so it takes a few more coats, but let it dry in between coats and layer on as much as you'd like, and I will show you what happens next. So my jar is all painted and it's dry, and it's not perfect, but you don't need to have it perfect because we're going to use sandpaper and take off quite a bit of this paint so that the texture underneath the paint shows through. So grab some sandpaper and just start scrubbing off some paint. Beat it up a little bit. You'll see the words on the mason jar come through and the numbers. I even like to go around the bottom just so it looks worn and weathered. That's why you don't have to have it too perfect when you paint it. And we're going to stamp over it and add ribbon and a pumpkin face. So, don't be too nitpicky. And I even like to go up here around the neck, take off some paint there. And we're about ready for the stamping. Okay, that's what you'll end up with. Now, grab your favorite stamps. I've chosen some that are circular in shape so that I can make a polka dot jar. And I'm going to use gold embossing powder, but gosh, think about diamonds, stars, other shapes like that. Okay, you'll need your Versamark watermark ink. And I'm going to try my best to show this to you on film. Go ahead and ink up your stamp, and then obviously we're stamping on a curved surface, so I kind of like to rock my stamp back and forth to make sure I get the full image on there. And I'm just going to pick different areas where I want my polka dots to be. And then we'll go coat it with embossing powder. And one thing to remember about heat embossing glass is that your glass is going to get hot, so maybe consider holding it with a hot pad or something like that. And glass takes a lot longer to heat up than paper would, so it'll take longer for your heat embossing to actually take effect. So don't give up and think it doesn't work. It does. It just takes a little bit more time. So I just wanted to show you, this is what your jar will look like once the gold embossing powder is shaken onto your Versamark watermark ink. And I'm just going to do a few sections at a time, but I'll show you what it looks like after we actually do the heat embossing. My embossing is all done. So I've got a gold polka dotted pumpkin. And now what I'm going to do is add my face. I've used this Shape Up Series pumpkin die and some black felt. And I'm just going to arrange my face on the front of the jar however I'd like it and adhere my pieces. I think I like my nose upside down. I always have to fiddle with that a little bit. But add your face next. My face is now glued on, and then I thought we would decorate the top, embellish the top a little bit, and I thought this might be a good time to show you how I tie junk bows. You've probably heard me refer to them on my blog. So, to start with, I've just got some burlap ribbon. I'm going to wrap it around and tie it on the side, but not a complete knot, just a partial knot. Okay, and then I've taken strips of trim and ribbon. You don't need too much, maybe a couple, 2.5 inches of each. So I've got some paper tray ink ribbon, some sheer, and then some trim and some muslin. And I'm just going to kind of layer them back and forth like that. Okay, then I'm going to gather them and I'm going to secure them right here in the center as I finish my burlap knot. And you'll see that you're left with just lots of cute little tails. You can trim them up however you want to clean them up a little bit, but it just provides for a fun frou-frou kind of bow. So I'm going to trim my edges up a bit, get everything the right length, fiddle with it a little bit, but that's essentially a junk bow. To finish my little jar pumpkin, all I did was die cut a tremendous tag and stamp it with a couple of different stamp sets, the Ben Bood and the Halloween Treats and Sweets. And then I just attached it to the center of my bow, my junk bow, and then I die cut some leaves from leaf prints out of pattern paper and tucked them in there, and that's it. So I hope you'll give it a try. I've got a couple more jars in the works, one for winter and one I haven't quite decided yet, but they're using pastels, and the same technique of embossing on glass. Hope you'll give it a try. We'll see you soon.